In the left corner, we have JackJack1620. In the right corner, JayTI7N. That's right, everybody. It's the After Rain Hours. What's good, man? What's good?
Not too much, man. Just kind of coming off of that rush of handling all the Gigantamax this weekend, and it's been fantastic reading all the Facebook posts and Discords of people just so effing mad at Niantic for it. It's been fantastic.
Of course. Hitting those Gigantamax G spots, you love to see it. I know they were challenging. I was moving this weekend. Didn't really have a good opportunity to do a lot of them. Like I saw a couple around my apartment, and I was like, oh, there's no one around to do, or at least I don't have 20 people to do them. So
yeah,
I was glad you guys were able to get a few in there. I saw a lot of good coordinating efforts. I saw a lot of really cool things going on. And I'd been seeing a lot of the reports from around the world. So like New Zealand.
What's up?
I've been seeing a lot of the reports from around the world, like New Zealand and all that other stuff. Like they were really struggling with it just as much. A lot of feedback given to Niantic, and we can get into that here in a little bit. But
okay.
It was really interesting. I was talking to Carla the other day because I was like, I don't really care about Charizard. I think it's just an overrated Pokemon. But I do kind of like Gigantamax Charizard's design. Especially
dude, it's beautiful.
Yeah. I really like the Gigantamax forms of Venusaur and Blastoise as well. My hot take is I think I like them more than their Mega forms. But yeah, I like the Gigantamax.
I can see that.
It's an interesting, like the Dynamax Gigantamax mechanic in Pokemon Go. Implementing it the way they did has been interesting to follow. I wasn't sure how they were going to do it, but it's like now it's its own little ecosystem, right? Because you have to have Dynamax and Gigantamax Pokemon to fight other Dynamax and Gigantamax things. They take a shit ton of resources to level up.
Well, that's where it's kind of not worth it in that regard. And yeah. I know like some of us were talking about that on Saturday because it's like we spent all that time prior with non-Dynamax Pokemon, maxing them out, giving them these good moves, and as of right now, we can't Dynamax or Gigantamax them. I'm hoping they come up with some like a Meteorite equivalent to let us do that for our OG boys, I'll say. But for the time being, yeah, you have to choose Dynamax stuff to fight Gigantamax, and that's where I think the problem lied. So I did some flying.
Oh, okay.
Friday, and I saw New Zealand, and I could see through some of that experience where a lot of the people who were going and providing air support weren't much support if they didn't power up those Dynamax guys. Like, Wooloo and the little squirrel, I always forget its fucking name. But anyway, if they didn't have good ones of that, if they didn't have good starters that were powered up at least like to like their second stage, or maybe had like a healing or a second attack move, like they're getting one hit KO'd almost immediately by every one of the Gigantamax boys.
Yeah.
And that's a problem because again, you could have 40 people, but if you fill up with 40 and you still can't fight, that's a problem. And I know seeing it, one of them this is on another account, but when we tried it, it took 4 to 5 tries of 40 people to get it because people just weren't attacking well or didn't heal, and we get near the end and then all of a sudden you get knocked out. I know the one mechanic I can say sure well that I did hate is the fact like the Gigantamax can still run away from you if you don't catch it.
Yeah.
And I think that's extremely upsetting. I think it should just be like an auto catch because you spent all those resources and you need 40 fucking people to take it and then you can't catch it? What the fuck?
That was That was the, like, when they first did the ad for Gigantamax, they're like, team up with 40 people, up to 40 traders. I was like, 40? 40, dude? You know, we're running around doing like 4-man raids on like the 5-star stuff. You know, the what was it, elite raids back in the day. We didn't need 20 people, let alone 40 people. Right. And then I was like, okay, sure, Gigantamax. And it's like, oh shit, Gigantamax got hands, dude. So that's insane. 40 people, and they'd still run away on you, and you put in all the resources to get Pokemon to even fight it in the first place.
Yeah, well, for that one where I like fought it several times with groups of 40, we weren't prepared for that shit. Like, I think that's where, once I saw that, I was like, all right, and I was warning all the Aurora folks, I'm like, please, for the love of God, like, power up your guys.
Yeah.
We're going to need you, like, and some of it, like, came down to, like, people like me and Christina, we had our Pokemon, like, our teams powered up to where they're, like, level 40. They had, like, the prop.
Oh? You still there? Oh, man, I seem to have lost my co-host. We'll give it just a second. All right, after technical difficulties, we're back.
All right. So with the Aurora folks, like I was saying, I was making sure we were powered up. So like some of the battles came down to like literally the last 2, which for some of that was like me and Christina, and it was like us having a level 40 Pokemon, knowing the fast moves, knowing the proper charge moves. So for like Venusaur, for example, like I'd have it with like Razor Leaf and Sludge Bomb, because Sludge Bomb is a faster charger. I wasn't about to use an Elite TM to teach it the Community Day move. I didn't do that for any of them because I didn't know what future make them, so I didn't want to waste those resources.
Yeah.
And then for Blastoise, I think it had Water Gun and Ice Beam. And then for Charizard, it was Fire Spin and Dragon Claw.
Ooh.
And like having it have faster charging moves and everything also helped with the meter. And then it was also, I think, just having the groups actually close, like physically close, helped, because we could say like keep cheering. If you got knocked out, that's okay, because cheering helps us. And I think Christina and I also had to heal as part of our like built up team stuff. So that ended up working where our group was able to do it with 19 to 25 accounts.
Nice.
Roughly between us. So, and some of us were double fisting. If Bill was there, he had 3 accounts by himself.
Damn.
So like folks, I think, came in the clutch, which is fantastic. And again, if you're out and about, like if you're in a rural area, that I think that does suck. Like it's literally going back to the pre-COVID days where you had to be in dense areas. And I know I heard there was like a group of like 100-something meeting in Littleton to do it. And I was like, that's cool. My happy ass isn't driving to Littleton. And I just remember like being there because initially the group was kind of like, we just want to get it for our decks and we're good. And I was like, fair. And after we had troubles with the first one, because we did Charizard first, and they had a good logic. I didn't even think about the sequence. They're like, you get Charizard, then you could beat Venusaur, then you could beat Venusaur, you could beat Blastoise. And I was like, okay. Like I was like, I'll follow your lead. And we did that in that sequence, and it worked out nicely.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to catch my first Charizard.
Oh.
So then I was like, yeah. So I was upset about that because everyone else got it. I think I was one of the few that didn't. And so after we beat Blastoise, I was like, if anyone can stay, I need help with the Charizard because I wasn't able to catch mine. And people were like, oh, yeah, dude. Like, super nice, super accommodating. So I was like, thank you, Lord. We go and do the second Charizard. I still don't catch it.
No.
Like, and I was doing golden razzes, excellent throw, like the whole 9. And it was still like, no, my guy, you don't get me.
Okay.
So I was just like bah humbug, you know. Then someone's like, well, hey, there's a Blastoise nearby. Does anyone want to do it? And I was like, you know what? I'm already here. We have a group that can fucking handle it. Let's do it. Did the Blastoise, ended up getting a shiny Blastoise. So I was like, hell yeah. I was like, Karma came back and was like, here you go, child. And then I think we did another Charizard after that, and my phone had like 11% left, and I was able to catch it. I was like, yes! So I was happy with that, but like the group that we were with was down to use some energies, but then after like people would get their fill, because that was another thing. Because the energy bar is so effing whack, I hate the allotment they give you. You can only collect 800 dust per day and whatever, and you can only collect 1,010 of the energies. I was like, you had to buy those little capsule things from the shop in order to do more. And there was people I saw on Facebook who must have did like 30 plus of those. No.
I saw someone someone spent 20,000 coins doing Gigantamax battles. I was like, no way. You missed me with that.
Yeah, because ultimately, like, it's only good for other Gigantamax.
Yeah.
Essentially, because you can't Gigantamax when you're out doing normal battles. Exactly. Like, unless they bring that mechanic in, I don't know.
You imagine leaving a Gigantamax on a gym or something like that?
That'd be really cool. I'd love to see it, but like right now, that mechanic isn't in the system.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
I was gonna say, so that makes a lot of sense. The Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise line, because Charizard has a 4 times weakness because it's a still flying fire. So getting that, and then the Venusaur, because I heard the Blastoise was probably the toughest.
See, I thought Blastoise was the easiest.
Interesting.
Because Charizard, when he, like, and that was the other thing we learned, is, like, he switches his attacks. So it's not like where you go to, like, how we normally do with legendaries, where it's like, this one has Sky Attack or something. It's going to fuck us up every single time. He would rotate out of his move, so he might do Dragon Claw, he might do, like, Flamethrower, he might do Blast Burn, he might do Overheat. You just never knew. So it was kind of, like, up to the gods in terms of, like, are you going to survive this hit, or are you going to just get obliterated?
Right.
And so that part was interesting. But Charizard, I thought, had, like, the heavier hits. And maybe it could also be because, like, our teams were, like, the most basic at that moment for the first one. And by the time we did Charizards in the second one, like, everyone... So I think the first Charizard we beat, Christine and I were by ourselves, like, fighting it at, like, I think it was, like, almost down to its last, like, I'd like to say, like, 8th. We were the ones, like, still going and fighting it, and then, like, I got knocked out, and then she ended up getting it, and we were, like, or something, like, similar to that. And I was like, good gracious, like, that was insane.
That is insane.
And then we had the similar thing for, like, Blastoise. No, I think it was Venusaur. We were, like, super duper close, and I was like, I still have another Pokemon left. Like, we got this. And they're like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. Like, it hadn't got to my last one yet, and we were down to, like, the last, like, 6 Pokemon. And I was like, mine is still fully charged and ready to fucking go. So, like, I'll be good. We got this, and we did. But it was just funny to see, because you really had to depend on the folks that were prepared, but then you also were hoping that everyone else could at least do damage to, like, get it past halfway. So that's where it's like, I feel bad for people who are in rural areas. If you're just in the city, and I know the one thing that I know Dotman can comment on too is, like, people just aren't reading the threads.
No, not at all.
Of, like, the communication, like, what time are we meeting? It's like, yo, it's at this time. Like, just scroll up, you know? That's the beauty of at least Discord when it comes to Facebook, is, like, Discord, everything is there. So you miss anything, just scroll back up. And maybe it's just a lot of new people not knowing how to do it, which I'm sure is the case. Facebook, I didn't even bother trying to see people coordinate on that, because that was the last thing I wanted to, like, overwhelm my psyche with.
I mean, you were doing a lot of.
Yeah, like, afterward, when we finished and I stuck my face at Sabor and went home, like, I was looking at some of it, and it just seemed like a clusterfuck.
It is. So.
And there's a lot of people who are like, why can't I remote to this? I'm like, because you didn't use a raid pass. Duh. Like, they're not going to make new mechanics for you just because you want the ease of it. They want people to go again. Like we've talked about for so many months.
Yeah.
like they're going to want people to come back, and this is probably going to be the gimmick that does it.
Pokemon
Because
Go.
people are going to want those Pokemon. And, like, yeah, you can still special trade them, which is nice. So, like, that was where I had some lucky accounts that I got my lucky Gigantamaxes already set.
Sick.
Yeah, so I was like, because I was sitting on them, because I was like, you know what? There's going to be either Halloween or there's going to be some sort of legendary, and I'm going to want it.
So, I forgot. We confirmed this last time, I think, though, right? If it's a lucky Gigantamax, it doesn't reduce the energy cost, right?
It doesn't. The only thing it reduces is the powering up.
The actual level. Okay.
So, like, the cost of moves does not change.
Gotcha. Well,
unfortunate.
So Niantic seems to have already started listening to the people.
Okay.
Because the next Gigantamax that's coming out for Halloween.
Gengar supposed to be like this weekend, right?
Gengar, correct. It's actually debuting on Thursday for Halloween, or on Halloween. And so the big feedback that they had was rewards. So when you complete Gigantamax Gengar, for each one you complete, they're going to give you 25,000 Stardust.
Hell yeah!
So if you have a lucky egg, 37,500 or 37.5 thousand Stardust.
Gimme.
So like that's actually not bad. I mean, it is still going to cost, what is it, 800 power to fight a Gigantamax, for the max particles. But to get that much Stardust, not terrible. Catch rate, they made it easier to catch, so you don't have the running Charizards on you again as much. They said that the catch rate didn't quite align with the intended experience, so they want to make it a little easier to catch and make sure that that's satisfying, because you're spending time and resources into these battles. And then the last bit is the reduced difficulty. So they're making a slight adjustment to the difficulty level of Gigantamax Gengar encounters, which is, they're trying to make it to where it's not as difficult, I guess. Still challenging, and I think it's good to have some challenging content in Pokemon Go, but that's kind of the deal there. So, oh, did I lose you again? Jack. Is the Jack in the room with us right now?
Yes, he's here.
There he is. Got it.
Yay! Yeah, I think basically people were thinking that they could just take it without putting much effort into the Dynamax, is like using your base level Wooloo that you get from getting your 300 Mega Energy or Max Energy. Yeah, you weren't going to do anything. And I think that's where, like you said, the challenge is back in that sense of like, or you have to meet more vet players, more day one homies that never left, like coordinate with them to see what's going on. So I definitely met like a few new trainers I've never seen, and it was nice, but it requires, again, you to network. And if you see people with their phones out, just be like, hey, are you playing Pokemon? And just be like, can I join? Those little efforts go a long way.
Most of the time it does feel like that they are playing Pokemon, by the way.
Oh yeah. And that's where, like, for this one, I'm interested to see how the Gengars will go. I think we're going to try to get another group in Aurora going on Saturday as well. Just because we all want to do it. I'm not going to... I think doing it Thursday is just going to be too much. Because that's Halloween. Like, people are going to be busy with families or celebrating birthdays or doing whatever have you on Halloween. And then Friday, people are working and shit, but Saturday is like that nice premium day that I'm hoping that we can get a lot done. Or if anything, again, I just want it for the decks, because again, the main thing is not to get the FOMO. I can easily see this being like an attractor for the Go Fest and the Go Tours.
Oh yeah.
That's why I'm not like super worried. I'm not like, man, I need to grind to get my 100, because I'm also hoping that they either increase the capacity of your max energy or they reduce the cost of doing these raids by like 25% or some shit.
Yeah,
you know?
If not both.
Yeah, because if anything, if they drop the max ones instead of being 800 to 500, then you could do 2 a day for free, and then you get even more out of your energies. You'll still be using all those resources, and they'd still be making money, but it's just one of those things where I'm like, it doesn't need to be 800. It should just be like 500. To be completely honest,
I agree.
But, because again, it's gonna eliminate so much. And I was telling people like, have your potions ready, have your revives ready, you know, and just be like, I think I dropped like 1 million dust powering up my boys.
Yeah.
And again, I also have the rare thing, because since I've been playing since the beginning, that I had all the candies to boost up my Blastoise and boost up my Charizard and my Venusaur. Folks who didn't like bank all those energies or go to those community days probably didn't have the same amount. Like, I probably have like a few hundred candies for like Rillaboom, like
the Grookey?
Yeah, the Grookey line, or the who else is there?
Cinderace,
yeah,
Inteleon.
And then there we go. Yeah, those boys, the Sword boys. Like, I don't have any energies of them because they just came out. So, but there was a lot of people who were like, crap, I only have this is my best one, and they can only get it up to like its middle stage. And like, they were still able to do work. You can still do work with those guys, but like, it's a lot better if you have the time and energy to build up those resources. And now that people kind of see how tremendous Gigantamax is to take on, again, I hope they do reach out. I hope more people do communicate, because the Facebook ones I just saw as chaotic. And if you're not a fan of Campfire like myself, then Discord's the way to go.
Agreed.
Because again, I just don't need another app to communicate things. Like, I'm good. It kind of gives me the same vibes, and not to say WhatsApp is a bad thing, but like, I always think it's funny when people are like, hey, I have this one communication line, but you should get this other app to also communicate with me. And I'm like, why would I get off of one communication app just to hop to another?
Bro, you're telling me, like, I got Discord, I got Slack, I got Line, I got Telegram, I got like all this nonsense on my phone to communicate. But yeah, no, I'm curious to see how they handle it in events and some of the other releases they do, like some of the other Gigantamax Pokemon that I'm a big fan of.
Well, it looks like we're gonna get Kingler.
Yeah.
Because he's been showing up as like one of the features. So I wonder if he's going to be like our Thanksgiving. Instead of a turkey, we're going to get crab.
Hell, I'd totally eat crab on Thanksgiving.
Hey, eat whatever you want.
True.
It's all about giving thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, King.
Right? Finger licking.
So, are we trying to go to one of these events next year?
What, which events?
Go Fest, Go Tour.
It honestly depends on where it's going to be. Like, I would love to go to a Go Fest in New York because my family's in New York.
Yeah.
I've always liked New York and never had an issue. I know people are like, it smells like pee. I think a lot of areas smell like pee. I think parts of Colfax smell like pee. Whenever we get smells,
pee.
Yeah, 16th Street smells like pee. Greeley smells like pee, and cow manure and shit. You know, like, I think wherever you go, there's going to be odors. But I think I've always liked New York. Again, because I have that biasness with my family. But I think it would just be a cool place to go. I just don't want it during the summertime.
Okay.
I think that's my main gripe. Because I think, who is breaking it down? Because we're talking about all the events and how there's now like the spring event with the tour.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Go Fest event now in the summer, or it's been in the summertime. And now we have Go Wild in the fall.
Which is what, you and I talked about it earlier this year. He's like, we should have a fall event. Well, there you go.
There you go. Yeah, I was like, oh, they listen to the podcast again.
Just give them
And
free
took our
ideas.
shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're like, you know what? That's a great idea.
That one's gonna have another Gigantamax. It's the
Toxicropes?
toxicity
Toxicities, yes.
and the
Yeah,
fucking
those are gonna be sweet. They're gonna fuck shit up.
studded jacket Snorlax. Give it to me.
Yeah, because I think Zach and I were doing kind of the. I was looking at the cost analysis for it. I was like, is it worth my $11.99? And at the end of the day, it is, because of like the amount of battle passes you get, like while doing it. Because I think you get like an extra 6 each day. I think during the event you'll get like a boost. So instead of only being able to collect 800 a day, if you're just a regular non-pass holder, it gets increased to you get to store 1,600 energies instead.
Oh, it's
or collect that.
Yeah, you get to collect 3,200 for the day.
Yeah, when you're a ticket holder.
Correct.
And so it goes up even more. So I was like, damn it, that'd be kind of nice.
You'll get more.
And then, like you said, the Snorlax, I was like, that's already a perk. The Pikachu's being back is another one, because I like those ones a lot.
I actually do like Rockstar Pikachu.
He's just so cool. And then
hatching will be easier. Double XP, double hatch Stardust, double candy. Yeah, I mean, like I think it's worth it. I'm curious to see how it'll go. It's a 2-day event, so it's like on the weekend.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be pretty cool.
I know, like I'll probably just be doing more of my auto catcher than anything.
Yeah. For
the simple fact of like a lot of the feature like Pokemon spawned in the wild, I don't really need. Because they've been out for a while. Like, so I'm like, that's cool. I'm more looking forward to like the raids and other things like that. Like, obviously, if the Pikachus are in the wild, I'll be looking for them and trying to click them before my catcher does. But beyond that, a lot of the stuff like I already have pretty much set. So I don't even think. Let me see if I can pull up like exactly what.
Yeah, so they got there's like Electric Hour and Poison Hour. They'll swap in between, and then there's the Mighty Pokemon. The Mighty Pokemon appear throughout the day, regardless of Habitat Hour. Those ones will be tougher, and they'll have special moves. Luckily, I think everything here can be shiny. Let me see. Poisson. Yeah, there's nothing that really stands out unless you didn't get like your opportunity at certain ones of these Pokemon. Like the Hisuian Voltorb versus regular Voltorb. We've seen them quite a bit. Blitzel, Shinx, Joltik, Tynamo, Helioptile, Stunfisk, Alolan Geodude, and Magnemite for Electric Hour. And then Poison will have Bulbasaur, Bellsprout, Tentacool, Spinarak, Paldean Wooper, Quillfish, Skorupi, Hisuian Quillfish, Krogunk, Venipede, Skrelp, and Marini. So nothing that like really stands out as like I have to have it, but it'll be cool to see like a wild Tyrantrum, you know, like.
And that they could also be potentially shiny.
Yeah, like a shiny Tyrantrum just vibing right there, dude. That's sick.
And see, I think that's what made me mad about the Gigantamax thing, is because like you can get, I think you could do like the power up move things, like the community moves, for like Venusaur and those guys during that day too.
Yeah.
So I think it's specifically for Venusaur, Pidgeot, Poliwrath, Gyarados, for Alligator and Luxray, and learn their community day moves. And I'm just like, to me, if the community day, if it's been more than like 2 years, it should just be part of the TM pool.
Agreed.
Like the regular TM pool, because I'm like, it's been there. How many times are we gonna? How many times are we gonna have to utilize elite TMs to do these really basic moves that eventually give out once a year, regardless? Like, just give it. Come on. So, but yeah, like the event itself doesn't look bad, and I think for everything, like I'll probably purchase it, get it for my 2 accounts, and go from there. I am curious though to see how like the missions will be, because that's always my concern after that. Was it that Go Fest where we're like trying to find all those trainers of the different types?
Yes.
Ugh.
It's a rough go.
Like that's my nightmare is like that. I'm also curious about these safari balls. I do think it's fucking whack that they disappear at the end of the event.
Yeah, I was. Apparently they catch better, but it's just like, come on, just let me keep them.
It's that. I also have the same gripe. I think about it all the time with the Premier balls.
Yeah.
Because if I catch my Pokemon early, then I should get those Pokeballs.
I earned those Premier balls.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck? So, yeah, that's another gripe I have, but I'll just throw that to the ether for Niantic to deal with.
Give me the balls. We love balls, dude.
Give me all the balls.
Give me balls.
But yeah, so I know, like, I am curious. I know, again, I think our group, after we did that whole Gigantamax thing, I think we have, like, a new squad has assembled to be like, we're going to do this again. Please give your notice, and I'll tag everyone who is in that channel before and be like, yo, we're preparing to do this same time. Oh no, there's someone at the door potentially. And it is dark as fuck out, so no one should be there.
Definitely not.
It's okay, dog. It's okay. Don't worry, Sosei. So I'm dog sitting right now. Okay. So that's the dog you heard barking in the background.
Little Houndooms.
Yeah, well, they are Houndooms, just with ears. Ears and no horns. Don't you think that's weird that Houndoom doesn't have ears?
Gonna be honest, I never noticed until you just pointed it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Houndoom has no ears. Unless they, like, fused in with the horns, that'd be kind of cool, but technically, like, he doesn't have the same little flaps like I think Houndoom has, or Houndour has.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. They just, like, fused into his ears. Like, when I saw that, I was like, what the fuck? Where's his ears?
Where are the ears at?
Where are his ears at? Yeah, I think they're just in the horns.
Huh.
Yeah, it's really offset. Like, when you really stare at him, you're just like, where are his ears?
No, dude.
Yeah.
I never realized you just shattered my world, dude.
I'm sorry. Houndoom is another one I want them to give him a Gigantamax form that could be dope.
His mega form's pretty cool.
It's cool, but I don't understand where this bone shock collar thing came from with horns. Like, it's so weird. And 3 teeth of all the teeth. Why 3?
Don't worry about it,
dude. Don't worry about it. Like, it'd be cool if he just evolved into, like, a skull dog, like, or he turned into, like, fucking Cerebus. That'd be cool. Like, have that be another form. Like, but yeah, we'll see. My hope is that he gets another form deep down inside.
It'd be fun, like another, like a regional form.
I think I've always loved regional forms, especially after we saw Alolan Raichu and just the majesty that he was.
Dude, Alolan.
And then all the fan art stuff that came out, like their take on the regional. I think it was Growlithe, where they made him water.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was cool. And then the regional Dragonair, where it just gave it more wings and it was like vibrant pink.
Hell yeah.
That one, I was like, I still believe they should do that because fuck Dragonair.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Dragonite in these parts.
Dragonite is peak Pokemon design.
Did you?
I'm not standing for this Dragonite slander, dude. I can't wait for Dragonite to get a mega form in Legends Z to A, dude.
Watch him just be the fattest dragon.
Yo!
He just sits there. His wings are even smaller. And he's just a chunk.
Just little nubs, dude.
Hell
yeah.
Dragonite makes me mad because Dragonair is so gorgeous.
Dragonair's pretty majestic.
Yeah. Everyone who's seen Dragonair knows, like, man, that is a beautiful design. And then they see Dragonite and they're like, what the fuck happened?
I love Dragonite.
I know you do.
Especially after Pokemon the first movie with the delivery Dragonite.
Oh, that was a cool design. I give him that.
Or the Lighthouse Dragonite. Back in the day.
Also, Dragonite that throws hands. I think it was like Dragonite.
Yeah, it's Lance's Dragonite.
Yeah, he was just like throwing. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
He's just punching the shit out of things.
I'm letting nostalgia goggles. Sorry.
The what goggles?
My nostalgia goggles are embellishing Dragonite design in my head. So.
Gotcha.
I'm a big fan. But that'd be cool. I'm curious.
Yeah.
I really want. I won't talk about the Pokemon leaks recently because that stuff pissed me off.
Oh God.
I did feel bad for George because his favorite Pokemon is Tyranitar. Or not Tyranitar, sorry, Typhlosion.
Typhlosion?
Yeah.
Well, to me, it's very similar. Like, I'm not gonna ever say all Typhlosions are bad. That one from the fucking story, yeah, that is a bad one. To me, they should be like the dark. Well, because that's just all those leaks are wiped stories, right? So those aren't even official.
No, they weren't.
Right?
They're not official at all.
Yeah. So that's not like, it's just like, to me, that's like discarded rumor.
Well,
so
at the very least,
it's still pure.
I was gonna say, at the very least, it's just the folklore. It's like you said, it's not all Typhlosions. It's just there's some. You look at our folklore, you look at other cultured folklore. There's some crazy shit that happens, dude. But yeah, no, no, the leaks just on the other side of things, where it's like, you know, they're leaking all the future plans for like the shows and stuff like that. Like that's what pissed me off. Like that's people's livelihoods and everything. Just because you're bored and you're like you can't wait for news on the new game or something like that. Like, come on.
Yeah, to me, the better thing would have just been to hold that shit for ransom and get paid. But so wild.
For real.
It is sad that they didn't release stuff though. But I didn't even read more of the other Pokemon stories. I was like,
no,
I
I
don't
didn't
need
either.
this. I'm not a fan for spoilers, so I'm just like, no, I'm good. And people that do that, I do despise. I think there's a special place in hell for some of those people.
Agreed.
That do that. So, like, I think I was on TikTok and someone put up the end to Smile 2.
No.
Yeah, and I saw it and I was like, what is this?
Wait, before you saw the movie?
What's happening? Before I even saw the movie.
No.
Sorry, I already know what happens to the character, and I'm like, because here I just see, like, I see the girl panicking, and I'm like, I recognize this girl, and then all of a sudden it starts, like, it just gets right into it, and I'm like,
damn, dude.
So, yeah, shit like that just, to me, like, those people, again, there's a special place in hell for them.
Can't just,
and I think it's funny.
Enjoy things.
Yeah. That's what I like when people will post certain things and they're like, I miss when there were secrets. I miss when there was mystery. And I'm like, I do too.
Well, now we're just literally connected to everybody in the world at all times. So.
Yeah.
Except when I want to trade Pokemon Niantic, you sons of bitches. Let me trade globally, please. Like.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Oh.
Yeah. So what other parts of the leaks did you want to talk about?
I wasn't going to talk about the leaks outside of that. I was just laughing at the Typhlosion thing where George was sending me memes like, he's innocent, free my boy, he didn't do it.
Yeah, it was really sad. I saw like one, he's like, Johto starters? He's like, yeah, and like, for alligators, like, amen.
That video was so funny.
Dude. I talk about these allegations. And Meganium is crying. I'm like, I'm Meganium. I'm like, no! But yeah, so... Yeah, a lot of it, going back to the Gigantamax and rating and all that, a lot of people were super salty, though, reading all those Facebook posts.
I bet.
So some people legit did have group support and they couldn't make it.
Yeah.
And I always kind of And now after doing it, I'm like, well, what Pokemon were you using? Did you do these moves? Like, did you do that research? And that's where I was very thankful for at least the Aurora community, because some people are doing the research beforehand. And they're like finding out what moves were the best. Obviously, that group that was like, let's do it in the sequence. I was like, I'll follow your lead. You have a plan. And like there was other folks who were there. Like I didn't catch the lady's name, but she's like, you seem to be the ringleader of like what's happening with this. So where are we going next? And I was like, oh, we're gonna do this. It just takes those efforts to coordinate. And then other folks, like I just let them know where we're starting, and then after that, I didn't say shit because we had our own little mob force. And then you see someone walk, and he's like, "Are you guys playing Pokemon?" I'm like, yeah, you want to join? You? Like, yep. And we just kept like accruing more people. And it was really cool. And then for people that showed later, they like spoke up, like, "Hey, we need help with this. Could you guys like help?" And we're like, "Yeah." And I needed the same thing. Like it came back in return for helping me get that Charizard finally after 3 fucking attempts. But
Well, I'm glad you're able to get it, brother. There was one more event, because it's that time of year, that I wanted to talk about that I'm still a little disappointed in Niantic from. I'm glad it exists, but it doesn't exist for everybody. And that's the Dia de los Muertos. So it's a Latin American location-specific event. It lasts between Friday, November 1st, so this Friday, and Monday, November 4th.
Which is weird. But continue, sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, it's fine. I thought you were going to mention, because, like, Dia de los Muertos is, like, what is it, the 2nd?
No, it starts, technically, the holiday starts on, like, the 27th or 28th of October.
Oh, so, like, today. Okay.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so it's going to be over the weekend in Latin America. And then you're going to be, so using the lure modules, you'll get an opportunity at the and I always get the name of that flower crown wrong, but is it Cempasúchil?
I would think it's a marigold crown, basically.
Yes. So there's a Cubone, which is the one that everyone wanted last year to get shiny, because they can be shiny. The Cubone and the Duskull with those crowns are coming back, and then the various Flabébés, Paldean Wooper randomly, and Sunkern.
They're with the Wooper in there. You want to go over like brief history of like Day of the Dead stuff? Well, I could go over it real quick.
I was gonna say you're probably more versed in it than I am, but go ahead.
I've just been trying to do my research. Apparently, the holiday is actually getting more notoriety. That they're having more. I think they had an increase of like a million or $1 billion in sales just to celebrate the holiday.
Interesting.
Which is cool. So it does start on the 28th. It's when you light the first candle and place a white flower to receive the lost souls. Then the second day, the 29th, you light another candle and a case of water is placed by it to dedicate to all those abandoned or forgotten that have passed. The 30th, you light another candle and you place it and a glass of water and bread is placed nearby for the deceased who have left without eating that they had an accident or something like that. So I think it's more like accident-related deaths. Then on the 31st, you do another candle, you place the water and bread and fruit, and those are for your ancestors. November 1st is All Saints' Day, so that's probably why they put it more toward that.
Okay.
For all the souls who died as children, arrive this day, and you put all the food is put on the altar. And so typically you have like pictures of loved ones of the past that have passed away, and they can go back to like grandparents and so forth, which is nice. November 2nd is the day of the faithfully departed, so souls of adults who have passed, and you come and collect and you eat the offerings, or for them to come and collect the offerings at their family's place. So for them to come and meet up at your home and to just be remembered. November 3rd is you light the last candle and you say goodbye to all your deceased and the offerings are removed. So basically, they kind of have their peace, they celebrate with you, and then on this 3rd is when they go back to their resting place.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's really just a kind of a quick history. And again, I that's not the best, but again, it's at least a starting point for folks. If you're like, why do they do this? Why are they wearing skulls all the time? And like making sugar skulls and having the flowers, marigolds are like a really commonly used flower for that. And obviously, like the name you said, I can't pronounce that either. I'd probably butcher it. But
I just let me butcher it on my own.
Yeah, I don't want you to butcher it. I'm just like, but they do make the crowns out of those flowers, and a lot of the altars will have those flowers put around.
They're very beautiful.
There's also,
I love the.
I forgot the name of. There's like spirit animals, and like usually dogs are like kind of like the ones that are seen as the ones that guide you to the afterlife, which is really cool. Mexico has a native-born dog. It's a hairless dog, but that's like the dog that's typically associated with this holiday.
It's got like
so
an
to me,
Aztec name, right?
It does.
Okay.
But I think that's why I'm honestly surprised for Day of the Dead. Like they don't have like Houndoom or Houndour as like the featured dog.
Right.
Because I think he'd be really nice for it, or even Puchiena.
Yeah.
Would be cool, but just more doggos.
Agreed. I thought they would have added one this year because they did Cubone last year, which again I saw a lot of people going for trying to get the shiny one, and then because they had the Duskull for a little while, and the nice thing is like the ones with the crowns can evolve, so you can get like the Duskull line all the way up and the Cubone line all the way up.
Yeah.
But let's see. Oh, the other kind of similar. So India has a Festival of Lights. So this is India only, taking place during the same time. This one has a special sari, Pikachu wearing I think it's called a sari, which is like a Indian traditional garb.
Mm-hmm.
And then so it's interesting because we've always talked about Pokemon Go needs to have these cultural events, but I would like them to be global so that everyone can learn more about the actual culture.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this is the India specific one. So it'll have the special Sari Pikachu. It'll have things having to do with light. So like Litwick and Morlul and Tadbulb, Volbeat, Illumise. And so it's like I said, it's mainly. I guess I just wanted to talk about like it's cool that they're doing cultural events like that. And I just wish that I could participate in them easier.
Yeah. And like the one for the Day of the Dead is even, it has a theme to it. They call it Rumba El Maciala, I guess. I'm probably butchering that too, but I'm not even sure what that means. Like obviously it's in Spanish, but I'm just like.
So it has to do. It's like related to, because this season is called what, Max Out or Max Battle, and I think that's what it would roughly translate to, is like Max Battle. I was with that theme in mind though. I kind of wish they would do something with Luchador Pikachu and maybe Hawlucha.
Oh, that would be dope.
With it, but anyway.
Like have you get them finally?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it says heading to the max.
Heading to the max. Well, it uses the Rocket R, so it's like it's technically a little rocket event for that too. And I was like, that's interesting. But anyway, no, I just wanted to talk about those items real quick because I think Pokemon Go has a unique opportunity as they're trying to get us out to do more things to help us learn more about certain cultural things. But that's something we've always talked about and preached about in this podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just need to step it up, and I'm still waiting for them to give Alolan Marowak flowers for this event, because I think that'd be amazing. They could be even different types. Like they can literally have like a pedal dance to it with the flowers, and I would love it long time. Or do like a I'd love to see this could also be an opportunity for a color variation, like we've talked about before too, like where they've like done T-shirts for special events. Why not just change a Pokemon's coloring? So like instead of Sunflora being yellow, why not make it orange to represent the marigolds?
Yeah.
You know, or give Rosalia different flowers for it to be marigold and have them in the shades of the yellow, orange, and red, like you see for the crowns. I think that'd be amazing.
Or the
But that's where
Bulbasaur
again,
with a marigold
oh,
flower.
oh, that'd be so cool. I actually just put up one of my shiny variants arts today on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just because I had made a few because remember since you got me that iPad, I've been like experimenting with how to use that art program called Procreate.
It's really good.
Yeah, so I've been enjoying it, but I'm like I'm still trying to figure out how to post stuff on Instagram because I don't post on it all the time. But I made like different color variations for like shiny. So I usually have like the original OG non-shiny, then I show the original shiny, and then I give a couple of variations of colors I'd love to see. And so yeah, like if you want to see that, you could go to like Instagram and just search like Zapdos shiny or something like that. It might pop up for you. Or you could just search JackJack1620. That's my same name, I believe.
Hell yeah. For
Instagram. And so yeah, you could see like some drawings. But I think I put that one up. Oh no, my Instagram is JackJack1086. 1620 was taken, so I was mad.
What? Someone's impersonating you out there, dude?
I don't like it, but yeah, someone took my numbers, so I was mad. Yeah, it's not right. But yeah, so I had put that little Zapdos. I made a Zapdos one. I also made what were the other ones that I made? And let me double check. One sec. Just because I was going through and trying to select the images, so I was like, I like these ones.
Well, I'm here to, while I'm here, rather, to interrupt you. I do see the Zapdos ones. Speaking of Zapdos, have you had any lucky with the Galarian Bird shiny?
Dude, no. Like, I've tried. I'm not even gonna fret. I saw Nate. Did you see Nate?
Nate rubbing it in everyone's face, dude.
Yeah, that asshole. Whatever.
I was so excited.
I saw that, I was like,
I ran into another Galarian Zapdos. I think the day after the shinies dropped, and I was like, "Oh, sick!" But it wasn't shiny. I still caught it. I did catch it, but it wasn't shiny. But I was like, I don't know. I'm like so on the fence about it because I really like the Galarian coloring. Like I love the form. I love the Galarian coloring on them. Like I like that purple Articuno. I really love the Zapdos, like that orange and black Zapdos, and then the Moltres is just wonderful. And then the shiny forms go into their like Cantonian colors, and I'm just kind of like, about it. I don't know how you feel about the shiny Galarian birds.
Kind of like, I love how it looks. But yeah, it was not like they were like, let's choose a new direction. Like it was literally just like, hey, here's this. Yeah, let's just do the original colors we had. Cool. And then they just did it. And I'm like, all right then, like, you know, that was a choice. And yeah, it just didn't seem like they put too much energy in it. It felt very similar to like their other shiny choices, like the amount of effort they put in Gengar shiny, that's like kind of the same effort they put in that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, still kind of lackluster. It could be a lot better, but they're just like, again, I know they're very much just like, we don't have to, and you guys will still love it, which I do because I'm just that dumb bitch, and it makes me. So,
I still want it. Okay.
Yeah, I'll still take it. I'll still celebrate when I get it, but yeah, it's clear they're just not like trying as much as they could. They're just like, yeah, it's all right. Like, you guys will still love it, eat it up anyways, and throw money at us. And I'm like, damn it, you're right.
All right, so I'm about to give you the floor for another rant.
Oh, okay. Tell me more.
I'm a little underwhelmed with the Halloween event this year.
Ooh, child.
And by that, I mean it feels very much just let's do the same thing we did last year. Okay, so this year they were primed, right? Like everything was perfect. Conditions were perfect. It was business time for your boy,
Mm-hmm.
your gal, your Pokemon, Mimikyu,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Where
Preach.
the
Mm-hmm.
fuck is Mimikyu?
You want to know where Mimikyu's at?
Where? Where?
Mimikyu's in Pokemon Sleep.
Oh, that is
How
true.
did it get to Pokemon Sleep before it got to Pokemon Go? I won't know. But Mimikyu's already in Pokemon Sleep. It's like I literally just got an incense for it, and I'll probably launch it in the next few days. I'll probably launch it on Halloween so I could get a Mimikyu on Halloween.
Beautiful.
But it's already there. And I'm like, and again, I just think Niantic just keeps dropping this ball of Mimikyu. And at this point, I'm like just done asking for it because I'm like, I've been asking for it for years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ever since the Alolan made their debut, I'm like, bring out the boy, the chosen one.
One, we've had Mimikyu costume Pikachu. What the fuck is that?
Mhm.
That's messed up.
What is that? Mm-hmm.
We've had
It's rude. It's rude is what it is.
the Mimikyu avatar items have been in the game forever, but no Mimikyu.
Yes.
So
No
they're
Mimikyu.
like, but we're doing Gigantamax. Aren't you excited for the Gengar? I'm like, no.
I am, but no, I still want Mimikyu.
Okay,
End of the day.
fair enough. Like, okay, I got one better for you. You wanted Mimikyu? You wanted Mimikyu? How about a witch hat Froakie? How about a top hat Rowlet? Now, don't get me wrong. I love owls. I love Rowlet. I
Like,
love Rowlet. Rowlet in a top hat.
Rowlet because he is dapper as fuck, like Hoot Hoot.
I understand that. However,
Mm-hmm.
why? Where's the Mimikyu?
Oh no, agreed. It's just again, they just want to play fucking games, and I know that's all they keep doing. So I'm just like, at this rate, I'm just like, whatever. Like, you guys do what you're gonna do. I'm not gonna keep asking for Mimikyu. Like I was telling Turtle Master and them, I was like, honestly, as long as they have Mimikyu by the time we have the Go Fest for the Alolan
Okay.
event, that's all I care about at this point. Is they better not fucking drop the ball and not have Mimikyu at the event that his region is getting the highest of praises.
That's probably what they're working on. So technically, GoFest this year was a little bit more Gen 7 focused because that's why we had Marshadow and stuff. But like, if you're talking about like Go Tour, next year should be Unova, which is Gen 5. So I guess they have some time to sit on it. You know, maybe when they're like, I think our CEO needs a bonus. Throw it down.
Mimikyu.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just like, hooray, Halloween event. Hooray. I am kind of looking forward to the wild area event, though I do wish you could keep the safari balls. I wish I was in Fukuoka for it. But like, we'll see how it goes. You know, it's the first year for it. Maybe they'll bring it back, or maybe they'll do something even better next year. I don't know. I still think that they should have tied the fall event in with all of these celebrations and festivities, whether it's Halloween, Day of the Dead, lights, festival lights, or all of them combined. Who knows? But
I agree. Like, to me, I was telling like Nico Bambino and some of those folks, like, I honestly think they fucked up in terms of having the Go Wild event in November. It should have been combined in October to make it like a super fun event.
Yeah.
But I understand because usually November is like a transition time. Like, you just came out of the high of Halloween, and then it's like you're going into just like Thanksgiving. So they normally just don't do much. So they wanted to bring a little bit of spice to November. Okay, whatever. But to me, it would have just been better to be an October event, personally. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see regardless, but I think they could have. Again, I miss when they used to stack events beautifully in the past, where you'd get like your double candy, then you'd have like the fairy event right in the middle, so you're like, this is my moment to get all this shit, and like you would. Yeah, like to me, it made it so much better when you're able to do stuff like that. because then you're like, all right, I'm gonna really go hard for this. I'm gonna really do this fairy event, or I'm gonna do this ghost event. And like, it's weird because I think even like one of the following events is like, I don't know if it's after or it's like, I think it might be one of the November events, I believe. They're gonna do like a focus where Pumpkaboo is the focus point, and I'm like, right after Halloween? Are you serious? Like,
they're just
I
throwing
just kind of shook my head. Yeah, like, I just squinted. Yeah, at the Harvest Festival event, which starts November 7th, Pumpkaboo is going to be a focus point, and you're going to have higher chances of running to a shiny one.
Cool.
Why the fuck would you do that when it doesn't have its little top hat for Halloween? Like, it's just weird. They just choose weird moments to do things. And I'm just like, all right then.
Bet.
Yeah, like, that's where I'm just like, the coordination could just be better. To me, that this could have easily been an email of like, what Pokemon are you going to focus on this? Oh, well, we already have it now. Should we just do it now? Yeah, that sounds good. We could do another Pokemon in its place. Okay. Like, this would have been a perfect event. I think we joked about it before, where you do the birds because of Thanksgiving.
For real.
So you do like the eagle. You could do Chikorritas, or not Chikorritas, Torchics. You could do like the vulture. You could do the ducks. All the birds should be in this, and then all the herb Pokemon, I think, would be funny.
That would be pretty
So
funny.
you have like the olives, you have the sunkerns, you have the eggs with Execute. Yeah, have it all. Yeah, it's a Thanksgiving dinner of a harvest, and it's of all those Pokemon. So you could have like, this would be a perfect event for the Cherubies, because those little fuckers are hard to find.
Yeah.
Like, again, all it takes is just to sit down and be like, what's a food Pokemon that would be great for this event? Here's 20. There we go. There's an event. Like, again, or they just listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, then they could be ready for next year and not even have to think about it. Others already did that thought process for them.
Yeah, we got you the next event, dude. It's beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs.
That was a theme song? Like, oh, that'd be epic as fuck, and I would love it. And like, the Pikachu can, like, it could have a T-shirt that says all that.
You name it, dude.
Yes, you name it. Yeah, that'd be the event. You name it, and it just has a black lady on it, and it'll be like the T-shirt has a black woman on it. Dude. If anything, I just want to do that as our event, and we just say you name it, and we do it, and we pair with like a canned food drive.
Hell yeah.
And just be like, yeah, and you just say take pictures of your Pokemon next to these foods on these days.
Yo.
Like, take a picture of your Pokemon next to some potatoes, then tomatoes, then beans, greens, like, and just have them. What the fuck? But that'd be so funny.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh man. Well, that already sounds like that event is already set. So I think we solved our November event. We can already plan that out and just make it like a photo thing.
I think that'd be fun. All right.
So,
well,
hell yeah.
You usually
All right, you
chefing up some good questions. You got a question on hand?
The question on hand.
Mine was going to be really simple, and it's just, what's your favorite ghost Pokemon? I know we talked about Mimikyu, so I might exclude that one if that is your favorite. If you have a second favorite.
Yeah, Mimikyu is definitely my favorite ghost boy. My second favorite ghost boy. Now I need to just look up the ghost just to make sure I'm not forgetting anyone. One sec.
Okay.
Because there's many ghost Pokemon.
While you're looking.
Mm-hmm.
I also have too many. So I'm gonna go. I'll give you a top 3, and they're all weirdly Gen 7.
Okay. Well, I think I can go now.
Oh, okay. Go.
If you allow me to.
Go ahead.
So I'd like to say my top 3 would probably be Graveyard, the little dog with a little candle on its head.
Yeah, it's
I
really
think it's adorable. I've always liked Duskull.
Okay.
Because I think he always looked derpy, and I loved it. And I also like Shuppet a lot, just because I never understood the horn on its head. Like,
Yeah.
why is his thing being pulled up like that? But I always thought he was really cute.
Okay.
Those would be my 3 outside of Mimikyu.
That's pretty damn good.
Oh my God! I'm a dumbass. So sorry.
Okay.
No,
I'll let
I'd
you
have
walk
to
it back.
take out. Okay. One would definitely have to be Pumpkaboo because
Okay.
he's adorable. Pumpkaboo would definitely be my number 2. So I apologize for that grievous error of mine.
Okay.
But Pumpkaboo would be right there because he's adorable.
Okay. Gen 7.
Yeah, I forgot to keep scrolling. I was like, wow, this list seems short. And then I kept scrolling. I was like, oh my God, there's like the Decidueye, and then there's Drapey, and then there's fucking
Drapey's
Alolan Marowak, who I love, but I consider him, he's definitely a good ghost. But if I'm going to go for like cute, I definitely would have like Pumpkaboo there, because I literally have a Pumpkaboo plush.
Yeah.
And I love his shiny, that purple. Ugh.
It's a really good shiny.
Such a good one. All right, who are yours?
My so Gen 7 had ghost bangers, dude.
Thanks.
It includes Mimikyu as a ghost from Gen 7, but outside of Mimikyu, we're talking about, I love Delmise, the anchor.
Oh, really?
It's a grass ghost.
It is an interesting.
But then it has like basically its ability lets steel type moves do a bunch more damage, and I love steel type Pokemon. That's right up my alley, and that's one of those where like the design is cool because it's just an anchor, and like the seaweed itself is the ghost. So I love Delmise. That's probably my number 3. Number 2, I was gonna say Alolan Marowak. I love Alolan Marowak. Everything about it. The animations are great. I love the design. Seeing like actual like luau, like fire dancer stuff, like made me appreciate it even more. So it's like, that's awesome. And then my number 1's Decidueye. I actually really, really love Decidueye. Like an archer owl that hits you with the Spirit Shackle as its signature move. Oh man. So those, and they're all Gen 7. That's like crazy. It's like those 3 plus Mimikyu are all from Gen 7. I do like some of the older ghosts. The ones you mentioned are really, Pumpkaboo's really cute. I do really like the Dreepy line. Into Drag. Oh shit, Dragapult.
Dragapult?
Sorry, I'm choking on some nuts. I got nut dust in my throat.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Gotta cough out that nut dust.
Yeah, the nut dust, dude. Anyway, so yeah, no, that was my easy question, my softball for the for the cast. But
all right, I know the question I had was going to be a harder one.
Go ahead.
It was going to be, if you could make a baby Pokemon for any Pokemon, which Pokemon would you make a baby form for?
I hate you. What do you mean, dude?
So a Pokemon, say like if you could make a baby form for any Pokemon, which Pokemon would you make a baby form? It's pretty easy.
Easy?
Yeah, like who would you make a baby form for? Who would you want to see in an even smaller form that's adorable? Like, one I can say like right now would be Mimikyu, because my hope it would just be like a sock because it's like trying its best. It just doesn't know. So it's just like a sock or just a piece of clothing.
Okay.
Like a t-shirt or a hat, and it's just like trying its best because it just doesn't know how to sew yet to make like its Mimikyu-ness.
Okay.
The other one I think would be really cute to see as a baby form would be Tropius.
I figured that'd be.
You know, I love my long necks and my dinos, so I'd love to see like a baby form of Tropius.
Baby Tropius is pretty lit. I think one of the ones I would love to see a baby form. We've always talked about it having an evolution because we think it would be badass. But we have a deep appreciation for this Pokemon is Skarmory.
Yes.
Like a little baby Skarmory might be really cool. I don't know why. In my head, like, I don't know. It'd be like a mixture of cute, like little knife bird. I don't know. It's cool.
I'm just hoping it's sitting in a bunch of steel wool.
Yeah. Oh man, that'd be really. Yes.
You just see like a blade sticking out of steel wool. You're like, there it is.
So that's definitely one on my list.
That'd be adorable.
The first one, it doesn't make any sense because it'd be really silly. But for some reason, Whalmer popped up in my head.
Oh, well,
So,
because
like,
it's so big already.
yeah, it's like big. It's got that big goofy smile. Just imagine like a mini, like a palm-sized whale,
Oh my god.
and then it turns into Whalmer, and then Whale Lord, of course. But I think I'll run with those two for now. There's probably I would love to see a ton of baby Pokemon because like I'm also a Digimon fan, so it's like seeing like baby form Digimon has always been a lot of fun, and then they turn into like grown ass men or women or like
Or
dragons.
cyborg wolf dogs.
Yeah,
with cannons.
exactly. With guns.
Yeah, with guns.
So, but I think I'll lead off with those two for now. I might have to revisit that question in the future. But
Hey, it'll definitely come up again, especially as more Pokemon come out and are released. Then it just gives more to work with. What?
baby Furfro. Or
Would it just
Furfru.
be like a fluff?
Yeah, dude.
Would it be
Fluffy
Fur
dog,
Fluff?
dude. For
Fur
fluff, yeah. Or Fluffru. I don't know what you want to call it, dude.
Ooh, I don't know if you want to be called a fluffer.
Oh, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
You are. You know what? Fuck it. Send it. Just watch Twitter like explode.
Like, do it. Call me that. I'm like, no, don't do that.
No, baby Furfru. Dogs, you know, they get me.
Oh yeah, doggos are always just amazing.
Like a baby
the
Growlithe,
chosen-
and then like it could go into one or the other, Hisuian or Cantonian or secret third Growlithe.
See, and then the other ones I was thinking of was like a baby Suicune.
Oh, the baby, like baby legendaries. Like,
Yeah, like just like because we've seen a baby Lugia before. Like it was in the show.
yeah, I do remember that.
And he was just a little guy, and I was like, oh my god. Like, it'd be funny if, like, a baby Latios was, like, it was just Lat, and it was just, like, a yellow one,
Yeah, dude.
and then eventually it goes into latitude or longitude. Or it's, like, yeah, something.
Okay.
Like, I'd love to see, like, L'Equator, so it's, like, the one that goes across the middle, and Latmeridian.
Liridian.
Yeah, so it's like the two center ones. Like that'd be kind of cool. Again, I'm just trying to play off of latitude and longitude and
Yeah.
equator and meridian.
Baby Suicune would be really cute.
I think it'd be adorable, especially if we have prehistoric and all that stuff. We have primal versions of them. I still want to know what their future versions are going to look like. Their paradox
The
ones.
Paradox ones. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Well, you got anything for the people?
Stay safe. Please don't be a scrub and build up your Pokemon. You need things like Stardust and candy, so please go out and catch.
Yep.
Don't be shy and coordinate. Ask for help. Talk to people, but also use your sense and go through threads. Don't just keep repeating the same questions. You know, use them eyes that were bestowed upon you and read. So, yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah.
And then also, please go fucking vote. Oh my god.
A little important, you know.
Yeah.
So please vote. Do your civic duty. Be safe out there. It's going to be a wild time for the next couple of weeks because of voting and other events happening. So just keep your head on a swivel. Be safe out there.
And then I think the Mankey Community Day is on November 10th.
The 10th, correct. So,
Sunday.
and they made it easier to get to Annihilate, which is good. So,
what did they change?
I don't know if they gave us the details. They just said it would be easier. They might have
Okay.
given us the details. I wasn't paying attention to the announcement as close, but yeah. So So we'll be able to get Annihilate, which is a great Pokemon randomly. But speaking of ghost types,
Nice.
and yeah, go from there. But yeah, be safe, stay cool. Look out for the beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, dude. You name it.
Yes.
All right.
You
Peace.
name it. All right. Bye.
Bye.